relative to expectations, the brand new Bungie multiplayer title $3.5 billion that PlayStation spent on Bungie.
Got it right now.
They did not want Marathon to be at 12,000 concurrent players on Steam. That's the most publicly available number. But by all accounts, PC is where the majority of players are playing the game. It's a disaster number, to be perfectly honest. And I don't know where this game is going to be at in a year from now, but nonetheless, it was received really well. And the first discount, 20% off for $32. Reanimal, 20% off for $32 as well. Horror game done by the original Little Nightmares developers. Really well received as well. Recent release, there's a new horror title. Another game to check out there. Neo 3 is on sale as well, which is really cool to see. It's a game that I really did enjoy. But it's 20% off for $56. The Techno Tony games historically do hold up for a while, so keep that in mind. But not an awful price, but I would probably wait. There's going to be DLC that comes out for the game as well, so I would probably wait a while and try to get that game for, $35 around that range. Auto 117 Max Romana is $45. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is $42. That game during Black Friday was literally on sale for $25, so you're paying an egregious digital tax here. Yeah. Fridays are around, but this game should be down to $35 at the most. Like $35 would be okay. $42 is too much in my opinion. And Delta Snake Eater is a fantastic game. Snake Eater is literally one of my favorite games of all time. You guys know this, and I love the remake. But the initial $70 price tag was already fairly high, and here for $42. Mike is good. We good. During Black Friday, I just can't recommend that in good faith for that price point. Hollow Knight Silksong is 20% off for $16, which is pretty good given, it's Hollow Knight Silksong. People really enjoy it. Super challenging, but yeah, you'll have a good time with that. Age of Empires 2 Definitive is $26. Silent Hill F Deluxe is $40. I hated Silent Hill F, but a lot of people liked it, so okay, more power to them. SpongeBob SquarePants Types of the Tide, $28 on that. That's the digital deluxe. Base game money goes off there. Monster Hunter Wilds Deluxe, Monster Hunter Wilds Premium. Again, nothing too major there. I would get the base game at a deep discount. Dynasty Warriors Origins is still $49. You see what I'm talking about when it comes to Techno Belly games? Dynasty Warriors Origins is a game that I really liked, but shortly after it came out, it went 20% off for like $56. Held at that price for quite a while. Now, 15 months after the release of the game, we're only getting it for $49. I can totally see Neo 3 ending up the same way where you're just not going to get a big discount on the game, which is a bummer. These Techno Belly games just hold up in price for eons, and a lot of them are really good. It's just the price point is so high. Tokyo Extreme Racer, 20% off for $40. Even so, you mentioned the Halo Coffee Chronicles 2 is $36, which isn't bad if you're a Demon Slayer fan. Like, not a bad pickup there. Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake, 20% off for $40. Another Techno Koei published title that is probably going to hold up in price for quite a while. So, yeah, there you go with that. Code Violet, which that game by all accounts is absolutely atrocious. $40 on that. All X Spin just got a big free update on that. The legal update, $11.99, 20% off, so pretty good pickup there. Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties, 30% off for $42 for that. I know the game had its fair share of controversy. I feel like the Yakuza games are still always fairly enjoyable, but $42 is way too high for that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Splintered Fate, 90% off for $2.99, which is an excellent deal. This is probably actually one of the better deals across this entire sale, so really good deal there. Painkiller, 80% off for $7.99. Sonic X Shadow Generation, 60% off for $19.99 on that. Pretty good deal there. That game is awesome. The Shadow campaign is great. The Sonic Generations upgrade is really good as well. $20 is good pickup there. Rematch Pro Edition is $24. Hellblade Senseless Sacrifice, $21 on that, which is a pretty good pickup. Lost Soul Aside is still $39 in game.
Your sensei rots in purgatory, boy. We will find you, father. This is our turn. Anything else ain't invited. He's in for one big-time rude awakening. We got this far working together.
Meet Unipunch Junior.
Let's be careful out there.
Welcome to my sensational show of sundries. My soldiers have you beaten. Never give up.
No Oh man. Went 20% off for like $56. Held at that price for quite a while. Now, 15 months after the release of the game, we're only getting it for $49. I can totally see Neo 3 ending up the same way where you're just not going to get a big discount on the game, which is a bummer. These technical Cody games just hold up in price for eons, and a lot of them are really good. It's just the price point is so high. Tokyo Extreme Racer, 20% off for $40. People's Like Pizza no Yaiba. The Hinokami Chronicles 2 is $36, which isn't bad if you're a Demon Slayer fan. Like, not a bad pickup there. Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake, 20% off for $40. Another Techno Koei published title that is probably going to hold up in price for quite a while, so yeah, there you go with that. Code Violet, which that game by all accounts is absolutely atrocious, $40 on that. Ball X Spin just got a big free update on that, the legal update, $11.99, 20% off, so pretty good pick up there. Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties, 30% off for $42 for that. You know, I know the game had its fair share of controversy. I feel like the Yakuza games are still always fairly enjoyable, but $42 is way too high for that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Splintered Fate, 90% off for $2.99, which is an excellent deal. This is probably actually one of the better deals across this entire sale, so really good deal there. Painkiller, 80% off for $7.99. Sonic X Shadow Generation, 60% off for $19.99 off that. Pretty good deal there. That game is awesome. The Shadow campaign is great. The Sonic Generations upgrade is really good as well. $20 is a good pickup there. Rematch Pro Edition is $22. Hellblade Temple Sacrifice is $21 on that, which is a pretty good pickup. Lost Soul Aside is still $39 and change, which is absolutely heinous. That game should be like $24.99 by now, and ideally don't be paying more than $20 on it. And I didn't even hate that game as much as everybody else. I thought that game was okay, but not $40 okay. Lego Horizon Adventures is $19.99, which I do think is a pretty good pickup if you're into the Lego games and you're into Horizon. You'll enjoy it quite a bit, but yeah, keep your expectations in mind. It's fairly short, but still overall a pretty enjoyable game. By the way, it's on Plus Extra now. Vampire Survivors is $474. What else we got? Actually, Horizon. Those games are discounted after the review deal. 40% off for $42. Another Techno Koei game. Holding up in price a little bit. But still some decent stuff, which I'll highlight in a future video. I don't know if we're going to cover it in depth like the spring sale, but I'll do what I can to cover it as we always do. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, sound off there. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually
half off all pizzas. Okay, Domino's, I see you. And free slice sauce when I order pan or stuffed crust.
Mr. Otto, he's in the back. Oh, Ronald, stop! Help him out! Oh!
Hi everyone, Donut here. Sorry it's been kind of a slow month for video. It's going to continue to be because I got married this week. Well, let's get on with this one. Today's video might accidentally make you feel a little bad about yourself because we've got a scumbag quadruple amputee out here living a more active life than most of these guys. These guys have all your parts. And we've got a 46-year-old officer hanging off a moving tow truck like he's late on his payments. So yeah, if your biggest accomplishment today was getting out of bed and scrolling for 2 hours, this might be a rough way. But stick around because this one gets wild with first of those guys. Our sponsor for this video is ShipStation. I've personally been using ShipStation for years. I first started using them a couple of years ago when I started an online and brick-and-mortar skate shop. I still use ShipStation to this day with eBay. ShipStation's intelligence-driven platform brings order management, rate shopping, inventory and return, warehouse systems, and comprehensive analytics all in one place. It'll save you hours per week on fulfillment. Basically, with ShipStation, everything you need to manage getting orders to customers is in one place. I have my home, my insights/analytics, orders, shipments, returns, products, customers, scan, add-ons, and rates. The reason that I use ShipStation for both Shopify and eBay are the shipping rates. You can get up to 85% off with UPS, 87% off USPS, 90% FedEx, and 81% off DHL Express. That's right, not only will they put everything that you need to ship in one place, they offer huge discounts. They even connect to your favorite partners and platforms like Shopify, Amazon, Etsy, eBay, WooCommerce, even Walmart, and many more. ShipStation will pick you the best carrier, find the best rates, prints labels in bulk, and sends tracking updates. Over 1 million businesses have trusted ShipStation, including a couple of mine. You can try ShipStation right now, 60 days for free with all of its full features. No credit card required. Just go to shipstation.com/donut to get your free 60 days. That's 60 days free at shipstation.com/donut. All right, before we get into the main breakdown, we got to talk about this real quick. We're going from cornhole to first-degree murder. Charles County, Maryland, March 27, 2026. Police say a 27-year-old man was shot and killed after an argument inside a car. And the suspect is a professional cornhole player. Not just that, they ain't got no arms and legs. Yep, straight quadruple amputee. Turn him full and quad. And this guy is charged with first-degree murder. Now, according to investigators, the suspect picked up 2 people from work. Everything seems normal until an argument breaks out while he's driving. And that's when, allegedly, he pulls out a gun and shoots the victim twice in the head. After that, he pulls over and tells the other passengers to help him move the body. I guess it's kind of hard to do that with arms and legs. They say, hell no, we're not going to help you nugget around a body. They get out and hop on a police officer. Meanwhile, the suspect drives off with the victim still inside the vehicle. The body is later found dumped on the side of the road. I guess he eventually did nugget it out of his car. Now he's looking at first-degree murder, second-degree murder, assault, and firearms charges. If you're wondering the same thing everyone else says, how does someone with no arms and no legs drive a car and shoot a gun? Well, there's actually a video. And he's a legit competitive player in the American Cornhole League. As for the shooting the gun part, well, there's another video. There's videos of him firing rifles, pistols, and handling weapons. So whatever assumptions people are making about not being able to, those go out the window real fast. TMZ also released this footage showing him drinking liquor in the driver's seat of the car with some white powder on the center console. I mean, this dude looks more active than 90% of Americans. Speaking of people nuggets, I did a story about a guy a while back on this channel where a dude with no arms stabbed someone in Miami. So it happens sometimes. There are dangerous nuggets out there. Yeah, this is around 2022. Homeless Florida man accused of stabbing tourists. A homeless Florida man with no arms has been arrested for stabbing a tourist with scissors through his feet. Jonathan Dale Crenshaw, a homeless artist from South Beach, Florida, was arrested Tuesday and charged with aggravated battery. According to witnesses, Coronado was asking Crenshaw for directions when the man suddenly attacked him, stabbing him in the arm with foot, bleeding on the foot. Let's go down the donut hole for a second. For a while there, this guy was all over the news. I remember he ran up in a hotel and just went crazy, and the way that he went was just nuts. I remember making videos about this guy back in the day. He was everywhere there for a minute. That one was 14 years old. Portnoy was actually doing one of his YouTube reviews, and the guy walked by and started talking trash. Cut it forth, did a little drip on it. And don't forget to give it to a crack tag. What the hell down you crack tag? Wendy's went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich.
Hey, yo, what?
More crunch, more flavor.
What is this crazy shit?
Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better and rich.
I got it.
What is purple?
Loaded with features for everyone. How it should be. The Hyundai Elantra. The Hyundai Elantra comes standard with America's best warranty. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
I can't believe we're staying here. Miranda's here with the skyline. She wants a new one. A new skyline? A new apartment. The view that doesn't insult her. Oh, I got it. Villa rental.
With today's NBA stars, no need to say. Bet on it. Up 20 is the...
My new Friday Fun came out on Friday. It's about the Booster Bike Series. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, March 12, 2026. 10 a.m. Officers, along with Department of Corrections agents, respond to a parole violation. They're looking for a wanted suspect, and they find him sitting inside a flatbed tow truck with a passenger. So an officer walks up, giving the clear commands, and tells him to get out of that truck.
Mr. Otto. People in the bathroom. Get home. Stop the car.
And right away, you can tell this guy's not cooperating. Because the suspect just drives the car off with the officer hanging on for dear life.
Stop the car. You're assault. Stop.
That's right around the time the partner of the officer who was hanging out in the truck spots him, as we can see right here. Let me just add this right here. The officer riding on the side of the truck is 46 years old. No spring chicken, one tough single. But even his partner following him is scared for his life. You can hear his voice.
South on 14, going North Garage with my partner still hanging on the side of the flatbed.
And if you think about it, this wasn't exactly a sedan. This is a full-size flatbed food truck. That officer falls, he's either getting run over or slammed into something at full speed. The dude driving just floors it for multiple blocks. He goes pretty far away. While the officer is clinging to the side, giving commands over and over again to stop the vehicle. And at one point, even telling me, if you don't stop, I'm going to shoot you. And the suspect just keeps going. point, we have a deadly situation, and the officer has two options: let go and risk getting killed on the pavement, or being ran over, or stop the threat immediately. The officer makes a decision.
Are you done?
He fires from the side of a moving truck off on and hits the suspect. The vehicle comes to a full stop, and the suspect is later pronounced dead. The passenger inside the truck was not hit, but was taken to the hospital to the rest of his safe. The officer, he has 20 years on the job and ends up injured but alive. That could have ended very, very poorly. That's about as bad as it gets. There's no cover, there's no stability, no control over what happens next. He still manages to get commands and hold on while making a shot that stops the threat. He, of course, has been placed on administrative vacation for administrative duty. Based on what we just saw, it's about as clear cut as it gets. I don't think he's going to get That's all I have for you fine people today. Do you guys want to win R2FU? I'm giving away this guy right here. All you got to do is go to the Donut Operator Bunker branding page. Every $5 you spend on merch, you get an entry to win this guy. It's fully functioning. Or if you want to help support the channel another way, sign up on Pepperbox.tv to see all my videos on social. That's a bunch of exclusives. Or just go to DonutOperator.com. Until next time, please have a fantastic day.
Play the new Loaded Scratch tickets today. Maximum prizes loaded.
As parents, we ask tough questions. What's in your mouth? What's going on here?
Okay, now, one of the things that also just happened, man, is Jay-Z did an interview.
Yeah.
Which went crazy, man. He had a couple big topics during this interview. And one of the main things that came out was he was like, I don't know if there's a place in hip-hop for battling anymore. And, it comes with so much negativity. And the fans, the way the fans go crazy, they attack the character. What's your thoughts on that? I know you had some big battles with them.
In a battle of hip hop, ain't no rules barred. No holds barred, everything goes. That's if you're keeping it hip hop. Right now, you know, things go into the streets, so I agree with Jed, you know, I'm from that club too, no women, no children allowed. But in hip hop, man, ain't no holds barred, everything goes.
Yeah, I see that. You know, like, I see it more with, like, you know, dudes doing the face-to-face battles and going hard like that. They'll say some wild shit about each other.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. I don't think I'll last around. I couldn't do that. Yeah, they say some. Yeah, I couldn't do that. Yeah, I don't know if I could hold my composure to stand there. You know what I mean? You getting that smelling that nigga breath while you talking shit about your mom and your kids and your wife and what you're doing. I don't know if I can do that. I salute to everybody who do that. Everybody that's in the battle realm that do their thing and you are out, man. Y'all got some balls on y'all, man. I salute y'all. I tilt my hat to all of them. It's very entertaining. I like it. Yeah, shout out to Easy, the block cat.
But it feels different when people put it on a record.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It seems like, you know, when Kendrick called Drake a pedophile, you know what I'm saying? For some reason, him putting it on a record just seems a little different than when dudes do it in face to face.
I don't know. It is what it is. Get back at it. Ain't no holds barred, man. I know me. I can say some disrespectful shit. So it is what it is. Like I said, in the battle, ain't no holds barred. And if you're lying, that's something different. Yeah, that's something different.
I hear that. Well, overall, what did you think of Jay-Z's interview? You know, he also addressed people kind of coming at him about the capitalism thing, and you know, there was a lot of good topics in there.
To tell the truth, I only seen like clips. I haven't sat and actually watched the whole interview all the way through. So I only seen certain clips. The clips that I did see is a good interview. I want to really sit down and just watch it all the way through.
Okay. Now, in this interview, he said, you know, he regretted his battle with Nas. And Nas is a nice guy. You know, going back when you guys were going through that,
yeah.
Did you ever think that him and Jay would get to a spot where you'd be like, saying these things about Nas?
Nah, because it was on. It was on when that Jay-Z and Nas battle was on.
I'm a baby bear.
Snack like a champion with 5 grams of protein and 1 billion probiotics. Introducing new Baby Bell Pro.
Ranger knows that if you're a school custodian, cleanliness is your top priority. That's why you can rely on Ranger for a range of cleaning products and equipment, from disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Ranger, for the ones who get it done.
This is serious Florida man activity right here. We got a frog green Florida. We got an Argentine black and white tape. This thing might be stronger than this. I'm pretty sure he is this far.
Chevy trucks are as capable and dependable as the Chevy people who drive them.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Now get over 8,300 in Turtle Value on this Silverado. Plus, Costco executive members can get a $12.50 members only incentive.
Every woman loves good girl. And guys don't want to say it because they're like, it sounds like I'm her dad. And it's like, exactly. Okay, just be my dad.
That Jay-Z and Nas battle was on. Yeah, it was on. I was frontlining for the rock on that. That was on. It's good to see them in a space where they are now. good for hip hop. I think people should know that. Because, you know, we go through it on wax, and since then they been built together, did things together, businesses and all that. So it's a good thing.
How did you first hear about the Nas battle? Like, or how did you first find out that it was on?
Shit, like everybody else, tuning in, listening to the radio. And that joint, it came on the radio, it was like, oh shit. I think I was on my way home. And I was listening to the radio and it dropped. I did a U-turn and straight to New York.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, where we going?
You're talking about Ether.
Yeah.
Okay. You got, okay. Because Jay recorded the response to that. Super ugly. Like, was it like that day or like the next day?
No, I think it was like a day or two later. I was in the studio when Jay recorded that.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. What was you thinking? Like, what was that studio session like?
Like in the other session with Jay, and I think it was me, Jay, Irv Gotti was in. I think Irv wrote the beat. Irv Gotti was in there. There's a few people in there. My man, my homie Paco was there. It's kind of strange because after that, I think Nas sample got murdered, so I didn't understand that. Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Jay kind of kicked it off with Takeover. You know, did you think that Takeover was going to turn into a big thing?
Nah, I really never paid no attention to it. I never knew they had prior beef before that. I never really understood it. Like, I think, to me, I was like a fan just came out of nowhere for me. And I didn't know they was throwing shots, like celebrities, until like years later after people was breaking down the beef. They were saying Nas threw a shot at Jay, and this record, and Jay came back at Nas. So, I never knew that.
Now all this goes down, and I know, you said you're frontlining for it, everything, man. I remember this battle was huge at the time, man. I remember when this was going down.
Yeah.
It was all anybody could talk about.
Yeah.
Maybe the biggest battle ever still, I don't know, this Drake and Kendrick thing was pretty big. Well, I mean, Kendrick made it to the Super Bowl with the diss song, so.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is pretty crazy. How often we recorded? Is there any diss records that didn't make it out?
Yeah, there's a few.
Okay.
There's a few of them that out.
Because I only really remember Jay going at Nas. I didn't remember you going too hard at Nas during the time.
Yeah, we want to listen.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to listen.
I'm over here on the West Coast.
Yeah.
We didn't always get the mixtapes, bro. It wasn't the internet.
Yeah.
So there is stuff, underground stuff that I missed, man. That we just didn't get it, or I didn't know where to get it at the time.
There was a couple of freestyles and a plot. And I said it was Rockefeller soldiers. You got beef with Jay, you got beef with everybody.
Okay.
At least I know with me, I wasn't having it.
When did you notice that, like, things were slowing down with the beef, or things were starting to change where it wasn't as serious?
I don't really know, because I had a lot of drama going on in my life at the time, so I really wasn't paying attention to it.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.
Get this exceptional lease offer on this 2026 Cadillac Optic. Because my man was trying to kill our mama, and our mama who wants to kill that man. Make your bed. You ready? Lieutenant, please.
That shit clean as hell.
All right, who called for Ludacris? Sorry, if we went, this is ludicrous. Yeah. You don't tell Ludacris what's ludicrous. Ludacris tells you what's ludicrous. Oh, that is ludicrous. You don't need me for this. Hang on. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Good thing at State Farm. Just file a claim on the app. Or call us. Guess I can go.
That's what you mean roll out.
No, I don't. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Dave Chappelle recently said that he might be interested in bringing back the Chappelle Show. What does Donnell Rawlings, a pillar of that show, think about that? A brick in the foundation of that show, think about that? Because I actually feel like you cannot bring it back unless you got the whole crew, including you and Neil Brennan.
I think it's a good and a bad idea in the same idea. The good of it, let me say it, I told you guys, the good of it, in the most politically intellectual way I could say it. The good of it is that the show is very misbalanced, or whatever anybody wants to say about it. And just for people to always talk about me and just hold my career to only doing the Chappelle Show, 33 years in this business, that was 2 years of my life. But in those 2 years, something happened that just fucking made history. Something happened. You've had shows come on before that show. Something just the time period where people connected with it, how people used to go home and watch it. It just hit the culture. And as much as niggas think I'm riding the wave and the good, the day, the ancillary, whatever, I can't get away with making history. I can't run from it. And the reason why you have other people on the show, it doesn't probably that much because they weren't as much of a role on the show as like me, Charlie, and Dave was. And yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. So, like people, I've said this before, people think I'm supposed to get mad of the history I created. Like what we did is what motherfuckers want to do. I haven't stopped doing anything since then. That shit was history. And make history, sometimes it's not a good idea to tamper with it. Exactly. I'm gonna, here's what we're gonna do, Andy. You're gonna get better at communicating. Because you stopped my thought. Sorry. And as a person that done radio, you should never do that. You be going left. As a person that has experienced radio, you should never do that. I agree. Yeah. Let's not let it happen again. See, the bad idea is that people would be so critical of the effort that you're going to lose. I don't know if people understand that. Because it's some people that, I want to see it. There's people like this, there's no way. So that ain't shit. How you going to do it with so-and-so? Charlie's going to blah, 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 blah. It's a whole bunch of reasons why just leave it as it is. You know, but the thing for me, and I kind of understand what David's saying. I'm around him a lot. And it's like sometimes we'll have moments where we say, what if? Like I'll hang out with him in this spot at the shack. And it was just me and him, right? And then I remember one time nigga said, yo, D, if I wanted to do some skits, would you do it with me? I was like, nigga, what are you smoking? Would I do it with him? Hell yeah, nigga, let's go. Let me finish. Let me finish. And the reason why, this is the part that I can appreciate. Like for the last 3 years, I'm doing an election and something to do with politics, Dave goes on the show, right? Because he's like the voice of whatever's going on in that time. And just the little cameos that we do, and the way people respond to it, I'm like, damn, what if?
What do you think about Eddie Murphy when he said that he wants Eddie Murphy to be the Charlie Murphy?
I don't. What I tell you now, that sounds like a dream. Because I don't know that. We're not gonna put that up there.
Well, he said Eddie brought it up. He said Eddie is the one who told him.
That's what he said?
He said Eddie told him, yo, you should do a Chappelle Show movie or something. And so then Dave said on the stage, he said, hey, yo, if I do that, you gotta do Charlie Murphy Show. He's not lying, he wouldn't say that.
Yeah,
you know, Charlie Murphy, he wouldn't say that.
No, the reason why I asked that because I know that story. And I wasn't supposed to say that.
He said yesterday.
Nigga, that's what I'm trying to say. I didn't see the same shit, nigga. That's what I'm saying. Now, I don't know what that. I don't know, but that would be
weird. Dope.
Nigga, then why you asking me questions? Then let me understand how I want to answer the question. You don't just tell me how to answer questions. I don't need that credit.
And you won't stop acting like you come here.
I didn't come here.
You didn't come here to what? Just to get some flowers. You can't even handle love. You can't even handle it.
I didn't come here.
Donnell Rawlings, Neil Brennan, Charlie Murphy are very instrumental in Chappelle Show success. Those four created the Chappelle Show.
Yes, the dynamic duo.
What would Eddie look like on the show?
I mean, Eddie would look like Eddie. I think it'd be, but Eddie got so, his chops is so nice. He can do anything.
That's probably better than the shit.
No, your problem
He can't even handle any type of love.
You don't even dedicate this nigga, thank you. What are you gonna give me? You're gonna give me time. No time. Oh.
on that dope. Yeah.
I went through the entire PSN store for you guys and pulled out every deal that is actually worth it. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to grab before these prices go back up and your wallet thanks you. Let's get into it right now. Kicking things off, Resident Evil 4, 60% off at $15.99. And this is one of the best remakes ever made. No debate. You play as Leon Kennedy, a U.S. government agent sent to rescue the president's daughter who's been kidnapped by a creepy cult in a rural European village, and things get very wild. The combat is incredible. Parrying, crafting ammo, managing your inventory in a special attaché case. And the tension is perfect because every single enemy feels genuinely dangerous and unpredictable. It sold 12 million copies and received near perfect reviews from literally every major game outlet. At $15.99, this is one of the most acclaimed survival horror games you can own right now. Dead Island 2 Ultimate Edition, 90% off for under $7, is honestly one of the best deals on this whole list. Set in a zombie-infested version of Los Angeles called Hella, it's a first-person action RPG where you fight through sun-soaked neighborhoods, malls, and celebrity mansions full of undead. The flesh damage system lets you physically rip, slice and burn zombies in extreme satisfying detail. And the Ultimate Edition packs in the base game, both story expansions and full character packs. All of that complete content for under $7 is genuinely unbeatable value right now. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 Royal Edition, 50% off at $44.99. And this is the most ambitious game on the list. You play as Henry, the blacksmith's son from the first game, now on an epic journey of revenge through a beautifully recreated medieval Bohemia in the 1400s, and the world feels truly alive. The Royal Edition includes the base game plus all DLC expansions including the Lion's Crest, Brushes with Death, Legacy of the Forge, and more. It's the absolute complete experience. Your skills grow naturally through doing, fight to get better at combat, talk to improve speech. At $44.99 with all content included, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, 58% at $20.99. And if you've never played this PlayStation classic, now is the time. You play as Aloy, a young hunter in a stunning post-apocalyptic future where nature has reclaimed Earth and terrifying robotic creatures roam freely everywhere. The remastered PS5 version completely rebuilds the visuals, better lighting, textures, rebuilt cutscenes, re-recorded dialogue, and includes the Frozen Wilds expansion. It also includes full DualSense haptic feedback support, making every bowshot and encounter feel real. At $20.99, this is the definitive version of one of PlayStation's most iconic games ever made. Red Dead Redemption 2 Ultimate Edition, and guys, $19.99 for this game is absolutely criminal. It's widely considered one of the greatest games ever made. Set in 1899 America, following outlaw Arthur Morgan and his gang as they fight to survive while being hunted down across a breathtaking open world of mountains, swamps, towns, and wild frontier landscapes. The story is emotionally devastating. The world is impossibly detailed and alive, and the Ultimate Edition includes both the story mode and Red Dead Online, plus all bonus content. Winner of over 175 Game of the Year awards. At $19.99, this is a must-buy, no question. Persona 4 Golden, 50% off for $9.99. And this is a legendary JRPG that fans have been obsessed with for years. Set in a small Japanese town, you play as a high school student who discovers a mysterious TV world where people are being killed by their own inner shadow. And you and your friends form a group called the Investigation Team to solve the murders. What makes it special? It's a daily life system. You balance school, friendships, and dungeon diving in a way that feels completely unique and deeply engaging compared to any other RPG. At $9.99 for one of the most beloved JRPGs ever made, this is an absolute no-brainer purchase. Crisis Remastered, 70% off for $8.99. And this one is the game that became famous for one reason. It looked insane. The original Crisis was so graphically demanding that it crashed most computers in 2007, and the remastered version brings that legendary visual quality to modern consoles at buttery smooth performance. You're a super soldier in a high-tech nanosuit fighting North Korean forces on a tropical island when an alien threat suddenly emerges and completely changes the entire mission. The nanosuit lets you cloak yourself invisible, boost your strength, sprint faster, and take more damage. At $8.99 for a game this visually impressive and historically significant, it's absolutely worth it. The Witcher 3 Complete Edition, 80% at $9.99. And this is honestly the best deal on this entire list. Full stop. You are Geralt of Rivia, a professional monster hunter in a massive dark fantasy world tracking down Ciri, a young girl with world-ending powers, before a ghostly army finds her first. The Complete Edition packs in over 150 hours of main story plus both massive expansions, Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine, worth an extra 50 hours of incredible content on their own. For $9.99, this is the deal of all deals. Grab it immediately. Saints Row the Third Remastered, and $4.49 might be the cheapest game on this list. It's a wildly over-the-top open-world crime game where your gang, the Third Street Saints, has become so famous they're basically celebrities. And now rival gangs and a criminal syndicate want to take you down in the city of Steelport with ridiculous weapons and insane missions. Think GTA but cranked up to maximum chaos with alien weapons, wrestling moves, and giant purple fists. The remastered version completely rebuilds the visuals with upgraded graphics across every scene. At $4.49, just grab it. It's pure fun for basically nothing. Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, 85% off at $5.99. And this one is a wild ride from start to finish. It's set in an alternate 1960s America where the Nazis won World War II and now control the entire country. And you play as B.J. Blazkowicz, a legendary resistance fighter who wakes up from a coma and has to build a revolution to liberate America from Nazi occupation against impossible odds. The gunplay is incredibly satisfying. The story is surprisingly emotional and powerful at $5.99 for a critically acclaimed, story-driven action game. This is a serious bargain. Rise of the Ronin, 58% off, now $29.39. And this open-world samurai game is genuinely one of 2024's best surprises. It's set in 1863 Japan during the Bakumatsu period, when Western ships arrived and the country was torn between the old shogunate order and those who wanted to modernize and change everything. You play as a nameless Ronin, a masterless samurai, whose choices shape the course of history. The combat is incredibly deep and satisfying, mixing katanas, spears, and period firearms in fast, intense duels, where reading your enemy's attacks is the key to survival. At $29.39, this PS5 exclusive is a great value pick. Marvel's Spider-Man 2, 60% off for $27.99. And this is the PS5 exclusive that everyone needs to own. Both Peter Parker and Miles Morales are playable. and you switch between them anytime as they face the most dangerous threat they've ever encountered, the terrifying symbiote Venom. Peter gets infected by the Venom symbiote, making him dangerously powerful but losing control, while Miles uses his explosive bioelectric powers to try and save his best friend and New York. At $29.39, this is PlayStation's most ambitious Spider-Man game ever. And our final pick, 70% off, at $23.99. Mind's Eye Deluxe Edition, and this one is the most interesting deal on the list. You play as Jacob Diaz, a former soldier fitted with a mysterious neural implant called the Mind's Eye, who's suffering from memory loss and haunted by flashbacks of a secret mission that changed everything. Set in a near-future desert city called Red Rock, you uncover a conspiracy involving rogue AI, corporate greed, and unchecked military power through covert missions, high-speed chases, and combat. It received mixed reviews at launch, but is an ever-expanding game with regular new content updates. At 70% off for $23.99. If you like sci-fi story games and want something different, it's worth a try.
Thinking making a scene will make the officer understand her.
Talking about here, man.
Vitamin Water Zero Sugar Power C is packed with vitamin C because my desk is also Chris's desk, and Olivia's desk, and Juan's desk. Vitamin Water from New York. For the big, small, short, tall. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola for everyone.
How do you feel when Oprah was not?
I didn't care. Still care. You heard me. I don't care. You're brilliant. You're amazing. So what?
Some of your biggest known impressions. A lot of a lot of female singers. I think I've seen definitely Whitney Houston. You have a Whoopi Goldberg impression.
Oh yeah, I auditioned like Whoopi Goldberg. I auditioned with Whoopi Goldberg, and the stuff that I did is I did Eve, I did Mariah Carey, and I did Beyonce for sure.
Who's your favorite impression?
I don't have one. There are some that I do more often than others, and even to this day I'm asked to do. But the two that I'm always asked to do, Whitney Houston and Oprah Winfrey, always, and I can pull those out like in a second.
Whitney,
But I do the parody version again. I don't do an impersonation, I do an impression.
Impression.
Mm-hmm.
So with both of those are like iconic women in our culture, and I just remember like Whitney. The thing about Mad TV, you guys are kind of like covering what was parallel, at least to what the public felt about that person at the time. So I always was just curious, like, how did you do what you need to do to deliver as far as your job, as far as your artistry. How do you do some of the impression or the parodies of these people and kind of still keep a clean, healthy conscience, even if you maybe felt that this could hurt the kids?
I really never thought about some of these things at the time, I have to admit, because it was a parody of the things that I had seen, so I wanted to juxtaposition those into a caricature. So I never wanted to make her so real, but at the same time, I knew that part of the responsibility of the show and the basis of the show was we're going to say whatever you're thinking so that you don't have to say it. Whatever's going on, and we would take things and then blow it up from the news.
Mm.
But things that tended to be more factual rather than conjecture.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would take things like I said, the Diane Sawyer interview, and she would do one small thing, and then I would go, okay, I'm going to crystallize that to make it more of a parody of a person as opposed to make her real. Because it was important to make her less real and, less real to the real Whitney Houston, and then make it a little bit crazier than everything else. So some of the sketches went far and beyond, but not as Whitney Houston as the character.
How much do you improv? Because I know Aries would come in and do Whitney and Bobby with you. How much improv comes in when you guys are in the moment?
A little, but I'll tell you why it wasn't a lot for something like that. There was enough of it because technically you want to keep on track because the camera people, they know to switch cameras with the director of the booth based on certain words or certain lines, number one. And number two, when we were given full reign, sometimes we would go off the rails. And number three, he was so in that space and I was so in that space that the script worked. And if it didn't, we would tweak it. But if the script worked, we didn't need to go far from it. And whatever we needed to tweak, kept it still tight to have a definitive beginning, middle, and end. And I think as Saturday Night Live went on, I think one of the things that people talked about is that the sketches just seemed to end. They didn't have this definitive beginning, middle, and end. And what we did was a lot more sophomoric. And so it was like, you can't do a fart joke but for so long, so let's make it 3 minutes.
Gotcha. Kind of continue to extend this. Did you ever find out if Whitney was upset about the things she was seeing from the show?
I found out she liked it. She thought it was crazy. Because she thought that what I did was outrageous. And so it wasn't an insult to her. I did find out that Oprah was not pleased.
Yeah. Okay, on parts of how did you feel when you heard Whitney is co-signing your work?
I thought it was really cool. It made me go like, I really want to meet this. I mean, first of all, she's iconic. But it made me want to go, I want to meet her just to say thank you. And at the same time, I feel like if I did, I probably still wouldn't want to do it. I would probably want to take a different position. I would probably want to play her more diva and less disheveled, and ask the writers, can we come up with stuff that makes her more of a diva, like having minions follow her and having her cell phone everywhere, and so less than the drug thing. I think I would have wanted to take it into that she is a diva, a queen, the voice, this more than that. I think if I met her, I would have deviated from the path that I was going.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think you're a person who lives with regrets, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much I'm the kind of person that does not live with
regrets. But it does seem like, are you saying that in retrospect, if I was given the opportunity again, I would have went this way?
No. If I met her, I would have taken it another way because of that human connection now. After meeting someone.
Would have given like a level of empathy.
Absolutely. After connecting to somebody, I would go, well, you know what, now that I've met her, there are other aspects of us, of the real human being, that I want to parody. And I want to pay respect and homage to those things. Because the stuff that I was doing before was based on what people would see in the news, and the news. So it was an indirect thing that said, all right, I'm going to use this as my credentials to go on stage and do this stuff. And the writer's going to write it, I'm going to do that. But meeting a real person, I would say, I can open up creatively to play her and do what I need to do, comedy-wise, in a different direction, and still make that shit funny.
How did you feel when Oprah was not?
I didn't care. Still don't care. You heard me. I don't care. You're brilliant. You're amazing. So what? All I'm saying is, you've got a school in Africa, and you've got a network, and your best friends Gail King and Tyler Perry and Deepak Chopra. Yeah. Why would they call you Deepak? Oprah. Love you, girl. Love you. But seriously, I think, you know, a lot of people love Oprah for so many things, and I don't really. I think you should not take yourself so seriously.
You think that's what?
I don't know, but I'm just telling you, girl, don't take it so seriously. You do great work on this planet, but you get it too seriously.
Around what year was did you find out that she wasn't like a fan? Was it like after the show went off, or like?
It was a little later on in years. I left in 2003. I think it was like 2001, something like that. And then I met her, and I really did podcast. Yep. Michael McDonald and I were doing, because we used to do red carpet.
Okay.
That's where all the improv came in. And Michael and I were doing the red carpet for the Emmys. And she was in the background shot. And Michael McDonald spotted her and called her over. And then Michael was like, and she didn't know the show at that point. She does you on the show. You know? And I was like, oh, no. And then I got down my knees. No, you goddess. You got, no, it's all about, oh. Stedman grabbed her away.
You look fabulous, and you look amazing.
And so, at that point,
This one on One Moment is presented by Hyperspud. Watch the full interview right now at hyperspud.com by becoming a member. The beginning is, okay, you listen to what you hear the diagnosis with you, but you know that that's not
Really? Come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, yo, what the fuck, man? Reconnect this shit too. You a hoe. Smoke it out. Smoke it out. Hammer.
Searching for a reliable used sedan? Shopping area's best selection of affordable vehicles at unbeatable
Who
prices.
the fuck is you?
Low mileage.
I don't know half the assembly.
The multi-point inspection, free vehicle history report, and a limited time warranty. Visit us online or stop by our dealership today to discover incredible savings across our entire inventory.
How's it going, everybody? The Game Week sale just started on PlayStation. It's running from now until May 6th, and there's a ton of absolute bangers on sale for 99% off. Every day I put together a list of the top games you can get at a deep discount, but make sure you subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get straight into it. For $32, 20% off, Reanimal is a co-op horror adventure from Tarsier Studios, the original creators of Little Nightmares, and their darkest work yet. Play as a brother and sister exploring a hellish island, rescuing missing friends while uncovering a dark secret with non-linear exploration, striking visuals, and bombastic set pieces. Fully playable in single player and online co-op with a friend class so one can share the full game for free. It's an easy one to predict, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $16, 20% off, Hollow Knight Silk Song is a beautifully challenging action adventure where you play as Hornet, a lethal hunter drawn into a vast new kingdom ruled by silk and song. You'll explore intricate new regions filled with acrobatic platforming, fast needle-focused combat, brutal boss fights, and layered environmental storytelling, while mastering new abilities, tools, traps, and movement systems unique to Hornet's agile fighting style. It's a 91 on OpenCritic.
Hornet needs nuts.
And about $65 to platinum. For $29, 58% off, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is an open-world action adventure where players become a samurai defending Tsushima while mastering stealth, swordplay, and archery to fight invading forces. Players explore the main island and Iki Island expansion, complete Legends online co-op missions, and uncover hidden secrets while enjoying all additional content, including additional artwork and director's commentary. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $20, 60% off, Resident Evil 4 Gold Edition is a survival horror action adventure where Agent Leon S. Kennedy is sent to a remote European village to rescue the president's kidnapped daughter, uncovering a terrifying mystery at every turn. Experience modernized gameplay, a reimagined storyline, and detailed graphics as you battle infected villagers, solve puzzles, and navigate intense environments that demand strategy and careful resource management. It's a 92 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $15, 70% off, Resident Evil Village Gold Edition is a survival horror masterpiece where you play as Ethan Winters, navigating a terrifying village filled with twisted horrors and mysterious allies while uncovering dark secrets that threaten the family. With the main game, Winters expansion, Trauma Pack, VR mode, and Village of Shadows unlocked, it delivers a chilling, action-packed horror experience full of suspense and unforgettable moments. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $32, 20% off, Marathon is a dark sci-fi extraction shooter set on the derelict colony, Palisade 4, where you infiltrate hostile zones alone over the crew to scavenge loot and battle rival runners and UESC security forces. 6 configurable runner shells, moddable weapons, and faction contracts offer deep build variety, while solo lobbies, book mode, and the raid-like Primal Archive endgame add layers of replayability. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $18, 70% off, Alan Wake 2 is a chilling psychological survival horror sequel where FBI agent Saga Anderson and trapped writer Alan Wake confront ritualistic murders in a reality-warping nightmare in Bright Falls. Switching between two protagonists across two haunting worlds, they'll investigate clues, solve puzzles, and navigate tense combat where light, limited resources, and careful positioning are essential to surviving supernatural threats. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $40, 20% off, Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake is a haunting Japanese survival horror where twin sisters become lost in an abandoned village filled with magical spirits, fighting back using the camera obscura, a device that captures ghosts in photography. Rebuilt with overhauled visuals, 3D audio, new filters, focus and zoom mechanics, and added side stories, it's a faithful yet meaningfully expanded revival of the beloved horror classic. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off, Dark Souls Remastered is an action RPG where you journey through the cursed kingdom of Lordaeron, facing relentless enemies, monstrous bosses, and deadly traps while uncovering a dark, interconnected world. You'll master precise combat, explore intricate environments, and develop your character across countless builds while experiencing the tension, challenge, and satisfaction that define the series, now at 60 FPS. It's an 88 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $16, 20% off, Super Bomberman Collection is a 7-title SNES compilation featuring 12 versions across Japan, Europe, and USA regions, including the first ever English localizations of the unreleased Super Bomberman 4 and 5. Alongside the classic party battle gameplay, it packs a boss rush time attack mode, save and load anytime, rewind, screen filtering, a music player with playlist support, and a 200-item gallery of art and development materials. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $16, 20% off, Planet of Lana 2 is a stunning hand-painted cinematic puzzle platformer where Lana and companion Mui journey across frozen peaks, deep oceans, and forgotten ruins as new technology stirs greed and threatens their world. With no spoken dialogue, the story unfolds through visuals and an orchestral score, while puzzles built around timing and cooperation blend seamlessly with Lana's expanded agility across a 6 to 8 hour adventure. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $12, 75% off, Resident Evil 2 Deluxe Edition delivers the ultimate survival horror experience with the main game and extra DLC pack, including multiple costumes for the young player, the deluxe Samurai Edge Albert model weapon, and the ability to swap to the original soundtrack. Set in September 1998, Raccoon City is engulfed by a deadly virus, killing residents and a flesh-eating zombies as chaos spreads rapidly across the rain-soaked streets. It's a 92 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $16, 20% off, Under the Island is a charming 90s-inspired 2D top-down action adventure where newcomer Nia teams up with local girl Avocado to stop their island home from sinking beneath the ocean. Explore 6 distinct biomes, from sentient greenhouses to frozen caverns, battling bizarre creatures like vomiting eggplants and tunneling wolves, solving puzzles, befriending animals, and uncovering ancient mysteries across a vibrant pixel art world. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum.
I wish to present the importance of hard work and determination. Not backing down when things are tough. Of being there to help a friend. Because it is only when we work together that we achieve.
Is literally staring back at us, and I'm obsessed. We are pushing the absolute limits of this digital afterlife, and every glitch is giving total vibes. Like, forget the light. There is such a majestic energy in these shadows and static. It is so chaotic and loud, and literally exactly where we belong. Watch a break.
Watch a break.
Nervous about setting out to see something new? Rest assured we've seen it all. Travel can get unpredictable, but with decades of... The problem is not the dance. The problem is that people don't really know how life
Trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $20, 60% off, Death Stranding Director's Cut is an open-world action adventure from Hideo Kojima, where courier Sam Bridges traverses a fractured America to reconnect isolated cities after a supernatural cataclysm. You'll haul vital cargo across hostile terrain, confront spectral BTs, and engage with the social strand system in a uniquely asynchronous way that lets players indirectly support one another through shared structures and tools. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off, Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin is the definitive edition of the action RPG, reintroducing players to the cursed kingdom of Gunblade through a darker, more punishing journey that includes the base game and all DLC content. With upgraded visuals at 1080p and 60 FPS, reworked enemy placement that dramatically alters familiar areas, and a more methodical combat flow that offers a fresh challenge for players old and new. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $29, 58% off, Dragon's Dogma 2 is a sprawling, narrative-driven action RPG that lets you forge your own legends of the Arisen in a deeply immersive fantasy world shaped by choice and dynamic combat across vast regions. Customize your location, party composition, gear, and approach to every encounter by battling towering monsters using physics-driven systems, smart enemy AI, and flexible combat that rewards positioning and preparation. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $13, 55% off, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered is an action-adventure duo that plunges you into the epic conflict between Kain and Raziel, letting you experience the story in original or remastered graphics. Rise centuries after being betrayed by Kain, wield the powers of the Wraith to slay vampire brethren with claws, telekinetic bolt, and the Wraith Blade, and grow stronger by devouring souls. It's an 84 average on game rankings, average trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to get both platinums. For $20, 50% off, Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition is an open-world action RPG where players control skilled hunter Aloy as she explores a lush, post-apocalyptic world filled with mechanized creatures. Players scavenge ancient relics, uncover secrets, and use strategy, agility, and intelligence to defeat powerful machines, while experiencing the full game, a Frozen Wilds expansion, and bonus content including weapons, outfits, and a digital art book. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $30, 50% off, Dark Souls 3 is a dark fantasy action RPG that sends you into a dying world of fading embers, crumbling kingdoms, and colossal enemies as the series reaches its early climax. With faster and more aggressive combat, interconnected environments, tactical secrets, and the signature risk-reward gameplay built around precise timing and mastery, it delivers one of the most intense and atmospheric journeys in the genre. It's a 90 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 110 hours to platinum. For $30, 40% off, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves Legend Edition is a modern fighting game revival of SNK's classic series, set in Southtown with 22 fighters and a fresh rev system, adding new offensive options like Rev Heart, Rev Excel, and Rev Blows. Choose between arcade-style or smart-style controls while tackling episodes of Southtown, an RPG-like mode where you level up your fighter and master diverse skills. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $18, 70% off, Persona 5 Royal is the definitive edition of Atlas's acclaimed JRPG, blending stylish turn-based combat, social sim progression, and story-driven exploration into a massive adventure about rebellion and personal growth. Follow the protagonist as he transfers to a Tokyo high school, awakens to eerie visions of ruin, and leads the Phantom Thieves to expose corruption by infiltrating surreal palaces shaped by twisted desires. It's a 94 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, about 120 hours to platinum. For $35, 30% off, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is a celebration of the franchise's early years, bundling iconic arcade classics alongside beloved home versions and rare fan-favorite releases. It features online play with rollback netcode, one-button unlocks for all secrets, character histories, story timelines, and a digital Eclipse interactive documentary with exclusive interviews from original creators like Boone, John Tobias, and more. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off, Ninja Gaiden Master Collection bundles 3 high-speed action games, Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Sigma 2, and 3 Razor's Edge, into one thrilling package, letting players relive the legendary series in stunning modern quality. Take control of Ryu Hayabusa or choose from 4 other playable characters, switching freely between them during combat to execute devastating combos and tag team strategies. It's a 79 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 300 hours to get all 3 platinums. For $18, 20% off, Neva Complete Edition is an emotionally charged action adventure from the team behind Greed, following Alba and a wolf cub bound together after a traumatic encounter with dark forces, journeying through a decaying world as their bond grows from reluctant partnership to fierce devotion. It includes the Prologue DLC, a post-game expansion with 3 new locations, unique mechanics, new enemies, and intense boss encounters. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours for Platinum. For $36, 40% off, Demon Slayer: The Himokami Chronicles 2 is a flashing anime arena fighter, continuing Tanjiro's journey through the Entertainment District, Swordsmith Village, and Hashira Training Arts with spectacular flair. Battle upper-ranked demons in story mode, then jump in a versus mode with over 40 playable characters, including all 9 Hashira, using dual ultimates and gear for cinematic combat online and offline. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 25 hours to Platinum. Alright, that's it for today's list, everybody. If you've played any of these already, drop your thoughts in the comments. Your insights help others find great games too, it's not just mine. As always, I want to thank all my channel members for their generous support.
I guess that's about it, y'all. To be down here, I ain't gonna be down here. Whatever, yo. Whatever, man. Right? Out there, bitch. We about out there, bitch, you know. Two, I go to 2 every time. 2, right? 2. This is peace. The fuck? Ow.